Hi mathematicians, it's Mrs. Coleman here. Today we are going to explore math mountains and tiny tumblers. Do you remember them from a few lessons ago? They look just like this. Well, today we are going to revisit this math concept, except this time we're going to add a layer of knowledge. Before we do, let's warm up our brains. To warm up our brains, I'm going to retell you the story of math mountains and tiny tumblers. Far, far away, there is a place filled with many, many mountains. But they're not just regular mountains, they're special mountains called math mountains. And on these math mountains live tiny tumblers that look just like this. And on top of every math mountain, there is a number, and that number tells how many tiny tumblers live on that math mountain. So if there is a 5 above the mountain, there are 5 tiny tumblers. And if there's a 7 above the mountain, there are 7 tiny tumblers. And if there's a 13, there are 13 tiny tumblers that live on that mountain. After the tiny tumblers wake up and they eat breakfast and they do their chores, they love to go play. Now the word tumble means to fall over or roll over. So after they're done with breakfast and their chores, some tiny tumblers fall to the left side of the mountain and some tiny tumblers fall to the right side of the mountain. To make sure that none of the tiny tumblers fall too far away from the math mountain, we show numbers to make sure that we have every tiny tumbler. So on the left side of this math mountain, we know that there are 6 tiny tumblers. And on the right side of the mountain, we know that there are 7 tiny tumblers. And when you put 6 and 7 together, you get the number 13. Now that we have the story in our brain, let's do some learning. When you look at a math mountain, there's a number hanging above the mountain that tells you how many tiny tumblers live there. And then there's a number on either side that indicates how many tiny tumblers are playing on the left side and how many tiny tumblers are playing on the right side. Let's look at this math mountain, for example. This math mountain shows that 6 tiny tumblers live all together on the mountain. The 3 on the left side means that 3 are playing over there, so I put 3 tiny tumblers there. And the 3 on the other side says that 3 are playing there too, so I'm going to put 3 tiny tumblers there as well. And when you have 3 tiny tumblers plus 3 tiny tumblers, that gets you 6 tiny tumblers all together. On some math mountains, like this one that you just saw, it tells you how many tiny tumblers are playing on either side. And sometimes you might run into a math mountain that has an unknown number, like this one. This mountain has 10 tiny tumblers that live on it. And we know that 4 are playing on one side because there's the number 4 and we see 4 tiny tumblers. But look, on the other side, it's unknown how many are playing over there. I'm going to show you how you find the unknown number on a math mountain. When you come across a math mountain that has an unknown number, the first thing you do is look at the number on top. In this case, the number is a 10. So I put up 10 fingers. And I know that there are 4 tiny tumblers playing on one side, so I'm going to put down 4 of my fingers or take them away. And after I put down or take away 4 fingers, I am left with 6 fingers. This tells me that there are 6 tiny tumblers playing on the other side. And when you take 4 tiny tumblers plus 6 tiny tumblers, that gets you 10 tumblers all together. Now let's practice together. In order to practice finding the unknown number on a math mountain, we're going to need some writing materials. I brought a whiteboard, a dry erase marker, and an eraser. You need to grab some materials too. Here are some options. You can also use a whiteboard and a dry erase marker, or you can grab a paper and some writing tools like a pencil, marker, or crayon. You could get some chalk, or you can simply use your finger in the air. When I say pause, I want you to pause this video and go get the materials that you would like to use to practice with me. Pause. Welcome back. Before we get started practicing finding the unknown number on a math mountain, I want to remind you that I just told you a story so that you have a good picture in your head, just like this. And when we do our work today, instead of creating a mountain that looks like this, we are going to create a mountain that looks like this. And instead of drawing all of these cute tiny tumblers, we are going to create circles and pretend that they are tiny tumblers. While we do this, I still want you to keep the picture of the math mountain and the tiny tumblers in your head, just like me. So in just a moment, you are going to see a math mountain flash on the screen with an unknown number. What we're going to do is we're going to first copy down that math mountain, then work together, use our fingers to try to find that unknown number on the mountain, and then we will check our work at the end. We'll do this a few times. All right, here we go. Let's first copy down that math mountain. Instead of putting a question mark in that box though, I'm just going to leave it empty. All right. This is mine. Are you ready to start solving it? All right. So that math mountain shows that there are 4 tiny tumblers that live there. So let's put up 4 fingers. And if you look, 3 are playing on one side. So let's put down 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, that means that 1 is playing on the other side. So let's draw one tiny tumbler and write the number 1 in this box. So our answer shows that 3 plus 1 gets you 4. Let's check our work by counting the tiny tumblers. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. We did it! Let's try it again. Let's first copy down that math mountain. Mine looks like this. Now let's try finding the unknown number. Remember, the first thing we do is look at the number at the top. It shows 10. So let's put up 10 fingers. And it shows that 7 are playing on one side. So let's put down 7 fingers. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's showing 3 fingers left. So that means 3 is the unknown number. So our math mountain shows that 7 plus 3 gets you 10. Let's check our work by counting the tumblers. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. We did it. Let's do it one more time. The unknown number's on the other side, but we're not going to let that fool us. Let's first copy down that math mountain. This is mine. All right, let's solve and find the unknown number. It looks like 7 is at the top, so let's put up 7 fingers. And it shows that 2 are playing on one side, so we have to take away 2. Let's do it. How many are left? That's our answer. This is the unknown number, 5. So our math mountain is showing that 5 tiny tumblers plus 2 gets you 7. Let's check our work by counting all the tumblers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We did it! Now that we had a chance to practice together, I want to see if you can try it all on your own. To test yourself and see what you know about finding an unknown number of a math mountain, you are going to see a math mountain on the screen. You use your writing materials to copy down that math mountain. Then you use your fingers to try to find that unknown number. Fill in the unknown number and draw the tiny tumblers and make sure to check your work. I will give you 20 seconds to do this. At the end of those 20 seconds, I'm going to give you the answer. You will get to do this a few times. Here we go. The answer is 5. The answer is 3. How did it go for you? Now let's review what we've learned today. When you come across a math mountain with an unknown number, first look at the top number. Then put up that many fingers. Look at the tiny tumblers on one side. Take away that amount of fingers. The fingers that you have left standing is the unknown number on that math mountain. And to check your work, you take those 2 numbers on either side of the math mountain, add them together, and you will get that top number above the mountain. For enrichment, you or someone in your family could make a bunch of math mountains and design them so there are unknown numbers on each. And then you can spend time trying to find the unknown numbers of every mountain. Here are some that I've done. Thank you so much, mathematicians, for spending time with me finding the unknown numbers on math mountains. A few sessions ago, we learned about how to count money. Next time we do math together, which will be in just a few days, we're going to work with money again, except this time we're going to practice finding the total value of a group of mixed coins. We'll see you then. Goodbye.